what devices do you carry? Or wear, more
it's amazing. You know, my wife keeps saying that what I have at home is a device graveyard.
Okay.
Because almost every new device that comes into the market, I experiment with.
Right.
I've connected my home about 2 years ago, and my home is completely digitally enabled.
Okay.
I had to disconnect it recently because what happened was that my son decided that he's going to create a hack attack from outside, and when my wife started walking into rooms, lights started going off. So I quickly realized that I had to put in security as part of this. But fundamentally, I love technology, and you know, I use a Fitbit. I've got a Google Glass. I've got all kinds of things running.
The more we think in terms of how gadgets are enabling productivity as well as help you lead a more disciplined life, because particularly in our business, we are on the move all the time. So one is clearly my Fitband, where I continue to track in terms of how I'm sleeping, how many steps have I taken. If I have not taken 10,000 steps, I make that additional effort in terms of doing. And having used it for the last year and a half or so, it certainly, particularly when I'm traveling, helps me lead a more disciplined life. On the other hand, in terms of improving productivity, I think increasingly if you look at the new age tablets and laptops, I now have moved to a Surface Pro 3, which I find is very useful because one, it's easy to carry, you can use it as a laptop as well as a tablet, and increasingly a lot of documents and information which you get is in the office world, and you're able to annotate that using a stylus, send it back to people. So you're really cutting down the time in terms of giving feedback and ensuring that you get out things fast. I also use a nice digital recorder. So particularly when I want to dictate large stuff, I have a voice to text conversion. So I record it, play it, it converts part of it. The converted part, I put it on a shared drive, which my admin then corrects.
Well, right now I have a Samsung wearable watch. Then I have a Samsung phone and an LG, which is mainly used for my email. I mean, you could argue that I don't need two devices there, but it makes more sense that way.
So one of the things I've been really looking at is the smart home, because we just renovated our house. So we recently installed a smart doorbell, a smart lock, a smart bathroom, a smart washer and dryer. I'm looking at a smart bed right now, and smart workout clothes.
Right. And what would a smart bed do? Wake you up?
So the smart bed is actually interesting.
That would be the least, I'm guessing.
Hopefully not too early, right? But no, the smart bed is really cool. It actually has sensing fibers, so it measures how you change positions on the bed and automatically adjusts the firmness to give you an optimal sleep experience. And in the morning, it also tells you whether you slept soundly or how many times you tossed and turned, and you get all of those analytics as well. So that's one example.
So I think I was kind of prepared for your question. This is a Fitbit Surge. So essentially this is the latest one, which is in a way one of the best wearable devices. And to me, it is not only about what I'm carrying, but I can only tell you is that since I'm one of the biggest advocates of digital economy, I need to be, I need to know what's happening in the latest. I have two advantages. One is that I go off the shelf and buy them, and secondly, as you can see, I'm carrying a Samsung Note Edge today, and the two advantages one I have is that one we are selling services for the digital economy, and number two is many of these devices are actually either developed or tested or integrated into various other applications in one of my labs in the world.
I'm considered a bit of a antiquated person. I have an iPhone. I don't have any other device, no watch, no wearable. So I might have to now start putting something together so I can start to fit in.
Right. And are you feeling more productive because you carry your iPhone with you?
The thing that I noticed, I mean, this goes years back, is when I got my first BlackBerry. I genuinely felt there was a huge productivity improvement, because with the email, it suddenly opened up the full day for the email. Till then, you still had to sort of use your laptop or download and so on. And equally with iPhone now, I find there are so many apps that I use, especially when traveling or with other things related to work or even some personal activities, that it becomes much easier to deal with these things with a smartphone, something like an
Very embarrassing answer.
Yeah.
I'm still using a BlackBerry. I'm a true antique.
And why is that?
You know, I actually find that I'm getting overwhelmed by the amount of data and information coming at me.
Right.
So I'm actually trying to manage it. So I have my emails on one device, which I don't carry with me all the time. I have most of my notifications shut off, so it's not pinging me all times, you know. And I've restricted it just because I find it's somewhat overwhelming. And I think we need to think about our habits because we're all so addicted to our phones. It's beginning to get in the way of meetings and discussions because everybody's half the time on the phone, you know.
Right. Right.